enough to know that I'm like, what the fuck? You done that shit? Like, or you like to, you know, instead of, you know what I'm saying? So, I'll probably just take this motherfucker off. Mick Motherwell, comedy, whatever the hell you want to call it, whatever the hell I'm trying to do here. Mick Motherwell, Bagpipes to Banjos is back. I am more excited than, I don't know, a fat kid going to Chuck E. Cheese's. I don't know if that's the fucking term. Anyway, I'm excited to have a conversation with a real human being inside my living room. How excited, or not my living room, I don't have crooked posters in my living room. My wife will kill me for that. Anyway, welcome to the show, Bagpipes to Banjos. I have today the phenomenal, the talented, the wonderful Colby Word of Whiskey Heart, and of course Colby Word Music. He'd be lying if he said he had to make a couple bucks himself on the side. Anyway, Colby Word is here. They can hear you loud and clear, man. Before I get going with anything, before anyone hears anything else out of your mouth, I want to know where you are, where I can find you, what's coming up, what you're doing, all that shit. I need to know where I can see Colby Word.
What's going on, guys? Yeah, so we're a little bit everywhere, man. I got some solo stuff coming up, Fernandina Beach. I actually be at the surf there this Thursday. Got a little private party we're doing this weekend before we go back over to Clay County. We'll be in Boogerville Hideout this Sunday, full band, Whiskey Heart, 3 p.m. That's down in Green Cove Springs. We do a little bit of traveling every now and then. And back to the surf on Monday to start it over with, man.
Back to the surf, man. Is that kind of your home spot, your home ground?
Yeah, it was for a little while, man. We played there every Saturday. Kind of cut our teeth there. When Whiskey Heart kind of first started out. And it's good to be back home. You know, we all kind of grew up in Nassau County, other than our bass player, Robert. He's a Middleburg boy. But, you know, me, Ren, and Casey all graduated West Nassau. You know, we're Callahan.
Yeah. Fuck, anyone that's listening from anywhere else in the world other than where we are, Callahan is it's a small town. Yeah. It's a country town, but it's a fucking hell of a town, isn't it?
It is, man. It's a good place to grow up.
I don't want to call it fucking Mayberry by any I mean, by any means. Come on, it's definitely not. I mean, Mayberry was pretty well behaved. Callahan's a little crazier than that, but sure enough, they're a fucking hell of a place, and good folk down there. So let's just get to that quickly. Callahan, Florida. Look that shit up, guys. Seriously, just Google image it. You'll know what I'm saying.
Since we were kids. But still small town for sure.
Where
we don't got a Walmart yet.
There it is. I mean, that's pretty much it, man. If you don't get a Walmart in 2020,
we just got the Taco Bell last year before.
No. How quick they put that up?
Too quick. They were gonna make that money back before dinner rush that day.
We had a McDonald's shut down here. Yeah. Fire or something. I'm like, oh fuck, man, the McDonald's, it's gone.
What are we gonna do?
What the fuck are we gonna do?
Where are we gonna hang out?
Up and running in days, my friend. Less than a month, like just days. It's like New York. You can fix a block of road in days, right? And, you know, you live in somewhere like Callahan or St. Mary's where it's just like, we're gonna need a couple months on this, right. And
put different cones out every day.
So Callahan as a kid. Well, you told me earlier. Let's get to that. You were 13 when you started gigging.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me your age now. You can if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll be 27 next month.
So
Ripe old age, 27.
14 years you've been doing
Yeah, this December, man. Started off the Lakeshore Lounge on the west side.
Jacksonville, Florida?
Yeah, right there on Blandon and Cassett. And
yeah, how'd that go about? Who was it? What were you doing?
Yeah, just Pops was a frequenter of that bar, and you went in there and just sat the amp down. I had a little crate amp, played guitar through it, and then I had a old Fender reverb amp that I actually sang vocals out of. I just had one of them little plug-in mics and did what I had to do, man. Played gigs there, fell in love with it. Super young age. Like I said, 13.
13 man. Years old, man.
They used to come up at 9 o'clock, pull that cord out the wall on me. They're like, yeah, man, you got to get up out of here.
You got to leave the bar.
Yeah, I couldn't even get my own drinks out of the bar. Like, Coke or water. I'd have them pop over somebody go up to the bar and get it. Yeah.
So all right. So, man, you got a long story right there.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many questions I want to ask that. Yeah, you do whatever you want, man. That's so many questions. So, Papa.
Yeah.
So what I typically ask on the show, you can get comfy as you want, man. We are drinking, we are hanging out, we are chilling. It's right after work for both of us, man. We are hanging out. So guys, forgive us for getting comfy and talking to you a little bit. So Papa, so what I ask people on the show typically, on Bagpipes to Banjos anyways, like whose car were you in, and who, like, what were they playing when you were like, not fuck yeah, I want to be a musician, but fuck yeah, this is important, and I want to get into it somehow. Some way.
I listened to yours, and Joe touched on this too about that Southern rock.
Yeah, man.
And just where we come from, man. Like I'm between Callahan and Westside Jacksonville. That was always
that's Winter Skinnerville. Yeah, I mean that's where they're from, right? I mean, close.
So I would be lying if I didn't say they were the reason, or they weren't the reason that I ever picked up a guitar.
Makes a lot of fucking sense.
But
makes a lot of sense.
And that's all I really touched was, that Southern rock. And a very, very good friend of mine, an old teacher of mine, Mr. Dan Sanford, he hit me, a very good mentor, musically. He hit me one day. I was just ripping it, man, like going through, give me 3 steps in the classroom. We'd have a music Friday every Friday, and we would jam and going through, give me 3 steps and just all the licks, Curtis Lowe, yada yada. And he was like, "Do you really want to be that guy on the college campus that only knows Skinner songs?" And he turned me on to a bunch of different
he used the power of pussy.
Yeah. And I'm going to do it to you,
man. That's exactly why you picked up a guitar. We get it. But I got chills thinking about the pussy. No, I think it's fantastic advice, man.
Yeah. And
Dan Sanford, yeah. Sanford. Yeah. Damn, man. Didn't say pussy. I did.
He would, though. I trust him.
Oh, good. But,
never in the classroom.
Sure. All right. Good. But he's like, hey, man, that's what good advice. I mean, there's nothing worse than being in a fucking party. Like, especially back in the day in college and in high school and shit, where the guy was like, he knew 3 chords, the first 3 lines to 40 songs.
Yeah, right.
Never man as a wise man.
But anyway, check this one out, though.
Check this one. I don't fucking know, some goddamn kind of 3 Doors Down shit. It was always fucking terrible. So
it just kind of evolved from that, man. And as you get older, you start listening to different things. And believe it or not, one of my bigger influences, man, and it's not his panty dropping songs, but John Mayer. He's
huge, man.
Yeah,
love that guy.
Absolutely,
he must be slinging the biggest dick in rock and roll right now. Dude, Grateful Dead now, he made all his millions doing pussy panty dropping songs. Yeah, but if you bought his, people like you and I bought his albums, go ahead, John Mayer. What did you do? Seriously, I'm on board with that all fucking day.
His blues trio, really, man. The John Mayer trio. I've always had a 3-piece band. We recently became a 4-piece. And I'm loving it. Like it filled that missing hole that we needed as a band. But for 13 or 12 years out of the 14, I've been with a 3-piece band, and I always wanted to get that full sound out of 3-piece. Like Joe said, ZZ Top, and then even listen to some Sublime growing up, and Nirvana. You know what I mean? And we were all kind of in that post grunge age, so listen to that stuff. And I've seen all these great 3-piece bands that were really full. And that's what I kind of wanted to. Those are the bands that I kind of chase. And Rush, obviously.
Oh my God, Rush! Who didn't fucking like Rush?
And I didn't until the last couple of years, man. Probably the last 4 or 5 years. My good Mr. Ian Beasley, rhythm guitar player for Whiskey Art, he he's like, "No, man, don't listen to just the stuff the 3 songs they put on the radio. Like, really listen to it."
Well, yeah,
And I was like,
that early Rush. Dude.
Yeah, I was like, "This is some good stuff, man."
They're the only fucking Trinity, and everyone fucking should know that.
But Band of the Decade or something like that for the 2000s, the 2010s.
Isn't that crazy that Rush made their fucking name that long ago and their Band of the Decade?
Seriously,
in fucking the 2010s. That's incredible. Great shows, I guess, is what they were doing. They had a lot of backing. So John Mayer Trio, man. Pino Palladino.
Yeah.
And Steve Jordan.
Yeah, wicked good.
And John fucking Mayer. If you haven't checked them out, good ones. Okay, so we got Skinner, obviously. We got John Mayer. Any other like influences, or even if influences that you maybe have to drop a name on or whatever that you feel like that your papa would be like, dude, we're listening to that shit. What the fuck?
They were always Stone Cold country, like
old country, Merle Haggard, shit. Yeah, like
man,
that.
Like Randy Travis, Keith Whitley.
Oh,
Tracy Lawrence, stuff like that.
Storytelling songs.
Yeah, some good country power ballads, man. And we grew up on that, and I never my mom was like real poppy, real like 95.1, 97.
My mom was the same way.
So I pulled a little bit from I just pulled from everywhere, man. I tried to.
My mom just whatever was on. So you did get to hear new music, which was nice.
You always knew it was hot.
You knew it was
you get pulled back to
I've done the wrong thing. I bought Sirius XM, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm listening. I'm hearing new music, which is great, but I'm only hearing like my genre.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely becoming that. I'll be that dad that's got no fucking clue who like Bieber or Backstreet Boys is. Like I've fucked up and done that, man.
You got a little girl, don't you?
I have a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I got a 2-year-old little girl and a 1-year-old little girl. So
this motherfucker right here. So
stay behind the curve on that forever.
You got a day job, which we don't want to fucking hear about today. But you're gonna be on my show, Self-Awareness, soon, and we'll rip the shit out of it for anyone at work that's listening.
Yeah, right.
So tune into that one. But you have a day job, full time, work all day, then you work. Then you have a family with 2 little girls, a wife at home. Yeah. You want to see the ring. You're killing that. Blah blah blah. Killing yourself, having a great time. Blah 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 blah. Now you're fucking going to work at night. You're a musician. Like, how do you deal with that? Like, how do you juggle it? I mean,
somebody actually just asked
how much does it feel like work? Like, how much does it tire you out?
And actually, I never really thought about that until actually probably just earlier this week. Somebody asked me, or late last week, somebody asked me that, and it's like, I kind of compare it to those who get off work and go hit the gym. Like obviously not me, but you get
definitely me. But that's why the camera's not focused on me right now.
But I don't know. You just get into a rhythm, man. And if you're really passionate about something, you're gonna make it work. And that's just hands down. Like you, man, same thing. You work full time. You got a kid here. The missus at home. And,
fun stuff, man. It's
doing your comedy, everything. It's just if you have a passion for it, man, you're gonna make it work.
I mean, that's the. Obviously, the cliche answer, but they don't become cliches. They don't become cliches for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
You're telling me it hasn't felt like work.
But that's the thing. Like I've told myself so many different times, and as long as I'm playing, I'm gonna take a little break. I never last more than a week or 2. Like this COVID stuff is the longest break I've taken as a musician. Dude. Hands down, and we're back at it. Like Florida's just wilding out right now, just booking everything, which I'm happy. I'm thankful. Dude. But
isn't that crazy though?
How
scary is it? Like how much are you doing? Like obviously you're trying to get anything and everything.
I'm on both sides of the fence, man. I don't know.
Yeah, of course you gotta be. We just said family man.
Both pots,
like that. Yeah.
You got responsibility at the end of the day. To bring home bread.
Yeah.
But also the people you bring your bread home to, you don't want to give them the zombie virus. But at the same time, man,
are you right about that?
I'm always good at finding that gray area. I think just find a little balance. Don't take any unnecessary risks.
Right.
Be respectful as to what's going on, but still live your life. Don't live in fear. You know what I mean?
So it's not the time to demand a ton of money for a gig, but it's not the time to be like, I'm not doing it for that price.
Yeah.
But you also have to help out these clubs that have been killing it and then hurt. And it's just got to be a real tough time to be an entertainer right now.
It's weird, man. But
not that hobbies aren't hobbies and passion isn't passion. Like you said, it's just you depend on that money as well, and
Yeah.
to get to be a full-time musician is just tough.
Yeah, it is, man. And like I say, you get to where you just get in a rhythm, you know, and it really
Yeah.
just goes back to that, you know. It's business as usual.
That's
Like,
a hell of a way to
you
look
gotta,
at it, man.
You gotta, you know, how much you need at the end of that week or whatever it is, and you know, it
If
just depends how bad you want to get out there on the horn and do it.
Bro, that's just someone that I cannot fucking lie to you and just say, man, oh, what a day. I wonder if I should at 1 o'clock. Like, I wonder if I should just cancel on Colby. You know, like,
it
not
does occur, but it does happen.
Of course, and it's not like I didn't want to do it. I was like, fuck, I just don't know if I'm gonna have the energy. I
do it about shows all the time, especially them solo gigs where you're not with your guys on stage. You know what I mean? You're
free open mic stand-up comedy. Dude,
Yeah, right.
Let me fucking tell you about how long I debated on just not fucking going.
Do it, man.
And yeah, but you said it. Just you debate on it. It's kind of like Monday morning shit for work. Like.
Yeah. Yesterday was rough. If you'd asked me to do it yesterday, I'd have probably canceled it yesterday.
So I am gonna ask you though, so I'm saying, I pulled the fucking plug. I invited you to my home, and I've done this. Okay, so you owe me, but it's like, never once, man. Never once have you just been like hungover or just. Even like Jordan had the food poisoning. Like, just one of those times on stage, like you're just like, fuck this.
Yeah,
you're obviously up there, but
we played a show at Flamingo Lake for their Boots on the Ground.
Yeah.
And it's a big charity thing they do every year. For fallen soldiers and their families and stuff.
Very cool. And, Flamingo Lake in Jacksonville.
Yeah, Flamingo Lake RV Resort. Really nice place. We play there a couple times a year every year.
Okay.
And
Boots on the Ground, which is very cool charity. Check that out too.
Yeah, so I don't want to bash them. I don't know if this is like legal to say, but River City Chick-fil-A, man, they food poisoned me that day. And Chick-fil-A is
so what the fuck you want about Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, that's God's chicken, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's
well, God hates fags.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's killing him.
That's the place though, man. But
Flamingo Lake,
super food poisoning from there, man. And it was right before, and we were actually the headliner for that event.
No,
we were so excited. I was with a band called Blackjack, 3-piece out of Callahan. And it's probably 2014, 15, 16, maybe at the latest.
It's a hot fucking day too.
Yeah,
sure.
Middle of August.
RV park.
Yeah, and it's 10
August.
Tin roof on the place. But they've since added
fuck, man, that makes me
bright
hot.
LED lights on you. You know what I mean? But yeah, we were right. But yeah, and like I just puking. Just couldn't do it. Said I wasn't going on stage. Tried it. And went up there for about 3 songs, man, and sat down. I was like, man, I don't want to sit down on stage. I do it at my acoustic gigs,
Yeah, well, that's
lazy every now and then. Pull up a bar stool. But sat down, on the bar stool, played a couple songs, and dude, I was like, hey, we gotta take an early break. Went yacked. Didn't have nothing left in me to even get back up the steps, man. I was like, dude, I tried. I apologize. I said, you have to go take care of it for the rest of it. I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Bro, I really appreciate you being transparent about that.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's a bunch of douchebags out there that, first of all, play music, and it's just maybe never happened to. And second of all, that don't play music, they'd be like, what a pussy. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm going to defend it right now. This motherfucker had food poisoning, and we just mentioned it. We laughed, but it's an RV park in Florida, huge one. It's an awesome place.
It is really nice.
But it's 80 fucking 80 degrees. It's August, 8th month is where I was going with, and it's 108 degrees. The fact that you pulled off 3 songs, man, was pretty fucking incredible.
We gave it hell for
I'm letting you know right now. I don't know if I could go out for a 15-minute comedy bit.
Yeah.
Just in that weather, not fuck the food. Fuck the Chick-fil-A.
I didn't want to. I damn sure didn't want to. The band definitely talked me into it. We all had people there. There was plenty of people there before our crowd got there. So I'm glad I did give it a shot and didn't. I gave it the old college try.
Hey man, that's what they say. So speaking of college try, we can get back to you, man, and we can talk about anything you want anytime you want. But back to you, like college try. 13 years old, you hit the stage. When the fuck did you pick up a guitar? I mean, if you were good enough, in my opinion, or someone's opinion, like, hey, get them on.
Yeah, and it's been a lifelong thing for me, honestly. I'm the only musician really in my family, like my immediate family. My great grandfather and I guess really only him and his brothers. They had a band that used to play in Crescent Lake, Florida.
Are you Dewey Cox, man?
Yeah, right.
Like
walk hard.
Go
But, like,
so Crescent Lake,
dude, my family lives they've got really good genes. Like my papa, he works every day. He's 70 something. Man. He works every day in this.
Well, it's Florida, man. It makes you tough. They don't get it, man.
It's a different.
I kind of want to move. If I work in Florida, I want to move there just so I can super rep it.
Yeah, right.
Because it is different, man. It is different. Like it's. All right, so
yeah, they had a
great grandpa
Crescent Lake. I'm not even sure where exactly that is. You know, North Central Florida. I really don't.
Waclusa. We'll give Mofo a shout out.
Yeah, but
I don't think it's right. But
I remember just watching them and just being totally infatuated with it, man. And you know, I think really between like 8 and 10, like I really kind of, believe it or not, I really kind of took off with it, man. I was playing stuff in the living room that
college shot.
My dad was like. You know what I mean? Like
you're 9. What the fuck you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? But I would obsess though. Like I obsessed. Somebody told me, a good friend of mine, Mr. Clint McFarland with Black Creek Rising, jams all over the place. You can catch him every weekend, man. Somewhere he's gonna get it till if he had his way, he'd die on the stage, man. Straight up. You know that.
Hey, God rest his soul, Colonel Bruce Hampton.
Yeah,
miss you very much, my man.
But he told me, he was like, you know, just. Don't be lazy with it. You know what I mean? Do the extra steps you need to do. Don't just learn those 3 open chords like you said earlier. You know, take time to learn that bar chord, learn why you're playing, what you're playing. And I took to that, dude. I've always had a little touch of OCD. So if I would start a song, I would get 1 second from finishing it. If I messed up, starting over. And I beat that into myself to where, you know, I got like that. And singing, I couldn't sing a tune in a bucket, man, for the first probably 8 years. You know, and I still don't consider myself.
And then it just fucks your guitar up. It's like you're playing so
but
good.
Your voice is an instrument, man. You can learn it like anything else.
They say that, man. Yeah. Practice makes perfect. Anyone can be a good singer.
I consider myself tone deaf for
excited,
a long
get passionate,
time, man.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear the keys we were playing in. I still struggle with
lazy.
it.
Don't get lazy.
Don't get lazy, man. Do that extra steps that you need to.
That was one. To back to full, not full circle, but my point before, and I'm sorry, is you said get in a rhythm. So every time you think you're tired, or you think, oh my God, I'm going to be too tired for this, or I'm going to fucking suck at this, or I can't be bothered to do this later, wait till later. Don't get lazy, so don't get tired. And then just back to your other point right there is practice makes fucking perfect.
Yeah, it does. Like, put your 10,000 hours in.
Get in the rhythm and don't get lazy. Yeah, that's it. It takes 10,000. They say that, man. 10 years or 10,000 hours.
Like, you know, if it's like I said, it's cliche as hell. It really is. But if you're really passionate about it, it's not going to feel like work.
You were so dumb if you don't think that's truth. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if you get a lucky break, you get a lucky break and shit like that. But
you said something.
You're always learning.
In the last one with Casey there, man, you were like, what'd you say? Are you surprised that not many more people actually go out and actually do it? You know, people think we're crazy for chasing that.
Yeah.
But you're like, I think you're crazy for not taking, because any success I've ever had in my entire life, whether it was my day job or living situations or whatever it was, it came from taking just an educated one, but just a leap, man. Like, just get out and getting it.
No risk, no reward.
Yeah,
I believe in that my whole life. But this interview is not about me. It's about Colby.
Oh, no.
So, no, shut the fuck up. We'll get to the comedy shit one day. But
you're not a little off the price, but we can talk, about you a little bit.
So, you're growing up, you're listening to the classic fucking Southern rock shit, which I absolutely, totally can get behind.
Yeah, for sure.
I can totally get behind the old country, and I can totally get behind the John Mayer influence, man, because he's something else that people he's underrated as shit.
It's the gayest thing, but I've actually modeled my entire guitar after him, though.
Bro,
he really is.
So what does he play? What do you play?
So just recently came on this, but Fender Pro Strat. Obviously, it's not the same age as his, but as far as just the way it's set up,
you don't have $10 million in your bank account to waste on money on guitars.
You know. Not yet, right?
hey, we'll play that game a little bit.
We'll reevaluate the bank account when the Brinks trucks start coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Available on YouTube, Google, Anchor, fucking.
Honestly, though, I mean, I don't mean to trail off, but I sure appreciate you having me.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'll rip on this shit.
But yeah, so just the old the dark sunburst with the red tortoise shell.
And how did you build it?
Well, I bought it.
You bought it like that, okay. Well, then you wanted it.
The thing I did was just change the pick guard on it, man. That was it. I was like, that's the piece de la resistance. Right? So we,
Fuck yeah, man.
And it does. It plays so much better. I was never a Fender guy. I was hardcore Gibson, and I was gifted a very beautiful.
You look like a Gibson guy. You're a big guy. You can hold a Gibson a lot better and more comfortable than most. They're heavier.
I always loved the tone and everything. I never.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I've never had a need for that cluck. You know, you get from a Fender. But
fuck yeah, man.
Just changing styles, getting back to realizing I am just like my dad and listen to that old country and pulling stuff back from that.
So I think what it comes down to with John Mayer and maybe what your vision is. This is me psychoanalyzing this interview. But and this is why I like John Mayer. And I'm hoping we're getting called all sorts of gay, but we're sitting on the couch and whatever. He came up with his own sound in somewhere around 2000.
Yeah, honestly. His
own tone. If you ever listen to a song of his where it's one of those gay ones or not, take the acoustic, maybe guitar out of it. His LA is electric, and it's got his own. You know that's John Mayer. And it's been a long, long time, I think, since that happened. Well, maybe not a long, long time since, but he was one of the... I don't know how to put it, but he come out with a very unique sound, and he innovated that kind of music. I think if he didn't write his panty-dropping songs, he would have changed music back then. But I think what's happened is because he wrote them and got famous, there's guys like me and you you and I talking about him, which maybe that was his goal. He's now touring with fucking Grateful Dead. So,
but
he come up with his own sound. And that's what you're looking for. So go ahead.
That also goes back to how much do you believe, like, you know, that you almost kind of have to sell out to do what you want to do.
You have to, man.
You know, like that's a real thing that, you know, even any artist who's doing it for the love of it really battles with, I think.
That being said, this show is unofficially brought to you by Commodore Vodka. Commodore Vodka.
Go ahead, put it all up, man. Bring it all up.
What? I'm going to have to move out of this.
We'll have banners up next time.
Oh, well, that'd be fun. But you're right, and I think he had to do it. I mean, he had to fuck Taylor Swift. He had to fuck Jennifer Aniston.
Who's the other one?
Aniston.
No, who's the other one? The chick who's on American Idol now.
He had to do it.
Singer.
I wish I had to do that. Fuck my wife.
But it just goes, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to take it to that next level,
you got to play it
to the masses.
Exactly.
Sometimes it doesn't happen like that way for everybody.
He's a funny guy, but it's like he made his money and he used his power for good. And I wish more people. But
dude, I absolutely love everything he puts out, man. Even the popular stuff, I'm just like, I can still see some of that musical genius in there.
Sure.
And like you said, you know, the acoustic, a lot of times, actually take it out. When you hear something like Neon or...
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I'm talking about the ones that maybe the masses have heard.
The strum, you know, Body is a Wonderland. You know, I could X-nay that one pretty quick.
But that being said, I don't want to say, am I right or wrong? You could definitely tell me I'm right. I love it. It's not what you kind of... How I'm looking at it is he created this very... I know that's John Mayer from a mile away. Is that kind of what you were going for? I mean, because it's tough to do. I mean, what inspired you to kind of build that guitar and switch to Fender and shit like that?
Yeah, just I kind of started to outgrow that Gibson. Man, there was things that I would hear that he or others would do. Kenny Wayne Shepherd, you know, Alan Collins was a big one for me, man. Like I said, going back to Skinner, but just knowing that, like, even though I don't do it this way, he studied his music, composed it as such as to where, like, hey, it's going to be played this way every single time.
Yeah.
And you're going to know your material. And there were just things that the licks that you would hear.
Back to that practice.
That I couldn't do on that Gibson.
You're so devoted to it, man. I don't want to hate on any of my other guests because it's just something we didn't talk about with them. But what I'm talking about with you and what it keeps coming back to is just... And you know what? It's my fault. I was kind of glorifying them. I'm trying to promote them and stuff. But what you're saying is everything you're saying is, I'm working. And I'm trying. I'm really fucking happy to hear that. And anyone that's listening should take that fucking advice.
And I'm trying to be more vocal about it, man. I've always been, you know, I think any artist is really kind of insecure about like what they put out. And it's taken me, it's been taking me it's taken me a long time to put original music out and stuff.
Right.
And being that this is our first year doing it, man, and you know, we've got some nominations coming up for the Josie Music Awards, which is mind blowing to us. It's one of the world's largest independent artist award shows that there are in the indie world.
The Josie Awards.
Yeah, the Josie Music Awards.
Indie music. And you guys are nominated?
Yeah, we got 3 nominations this year, man.
For what? Do you remember what?
Yeah. Oh,
Jesus, this is amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we're going to talk about Whiskey Heart. But what the fuck? This is great.
So we did our first single, and I'm gonna speak on record, man. And we did that ourselves, you know, in a homemade operation.
A room like this or some shit. Just
Honestly,
you built your own shit.
But it just goes to show, man, like you can, know what you're working with,
from the bottom,
study it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you can make shit work. You don't have to have top of the line everything. You know what I mean? You make it work with what you, and that's like Whiskey Heart's slogan. My Colby Word music slogan is just work with what you got, man. Like
that's it. That's what you see is what you get.
Pawn shop bought, baby. Like I'm not kidding at all.
Absolutely.
That's my stuff, man. But but yeah. So we made that song, Burn It Down. We stayed up till about midnight 30. And mixed and mastered ourselves, and went to work the next day, and we're like, this shit ain't going nowhere, man. But it was fun. Like, it was an experience. And we're going to take it to a studio, probably early next year, and get it done right. But we, put a bid in, or submitted it for the Jersey Music Awards. And I was blessed to have played last year with a lady named Michelle Lee. She makes a sweep every year on the Southern rock genre of those award shows. Very talented artist, terrific songwriter, just a beautiful soul inside of that.
Shit up. And she's nominated in your category?
Well, no, she's in Southern rock. We were actually nominated for rock, but I mentioned her to say that I was actually her lead player last year for her Jersey Music Awards performance. So that's how I kind of found out about the awards.
So you've been. I want to hear a little bit of what are you nominated for. That's what I want to get to that. I'm sorry.
So Rock Song of the Year, Rock Group of the Year, and then I was actually thrilled to say that Vocalist of the Year under the Rock, man. So,
so Jersey Music Awards. Where do we vote? Is there a judge panel?
There's a judge panel.
Okay, so we can't. We have no huge influence over it, except for being fans and stuff like that.
So it's held at Dollywood this year in Gatlinburg. So we'll be going up there.
Holy fucking shit!
Celebrity theater at Dollywood, man.
I would have prepared way more to find you all sitting next to this.
That's what I'm saying. I do have to be more vocal, man. It's kind of me breaking through that.
Well, please do, and you can come anytime, or just just show me and send me any kind of thing you got, and I'll share it as much as I can, and hopefully you guys out there share. I appreciate that. This guy's
be on here
awesome,
with people, man.
Wow, man. So you guys, tell me about Whiskey Heart. How did it form? When did it form? Quick story, Yeah. Tell me about Whiskey Heart.
So I had a 3-piece blackjack, and we had kind of disbanded, and I still had gigs booked. So I went to reach out to a drummer buddy of mine, Mr. Casey Johnson, and said, hey, man, you want to fill in drums? And he was down. I said, do you know anybody who can play bass? I said, yeah. So I was like, all right. It was super quick.
You're sitting there. So Whiskey Heart, what you meant is, I was solo as fuck. It's like you fill in drums. You trick this guy to fill in drums, bro. Yeah. Like, will you play drums? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. So we had split up like 3 weeks, I'd say, roughly before a big New Year's Eve gig we had. And I say big, it was at an AA club on Beach Boulevard, actually. And I was seriously, it's not a joke. That's a real. I was
going to interrupt you, but I'm done.
No, for real. We got a cool ass story, man. And so I'd reached out
this is great.
to my buddy Casey. I was like, man, look, I got this, it's well paying for what it is, and I was like, New Year's Eve gig, and I was like, let's come play drums for me. I was like, in the meantime, we got to find us a bass player. So he's like, well, I got a buddy of mine who plays bass. I was like, okay, cool, let's get together for a couple jams, Everything was real natural. Well, Ren didn't even have a bass. We bought him. He was a guitar player, and he's a phenomenal. He's actually our guitar player now.
Very good bassist.
Yeah, but
didn't have one.
But I was like, hey, we'll make it work. We'll play a bunch of those 3-chord songs that everybody hates, and we'll get through it. And,
Al Gore signing up for a stand-up comedy gig.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have any comedy.
we winged it, or we wonged it, or however you want to say it.
I think it was winged.
Yeah, winged it.
And, I don't know what it does. Wung. And then, it can't be wung it.
It was just one of those things where we were in the parking lot. We're like, all right, man. So we're gonna do it right,
So how long was the gig?
It was a full 4 hours. Man. I mean, we had breaks, but that doesn't sound. That isn't a whole lot to us. Those like gig musicians. People.
Yeah, I understand that. That's a full gig. That's a gig. That's a show.
So we made it through it though, man, and got in the parking lot. We're like, so what's the band name? You know, what are we going for now?
Well, you nailed it. You did it well.
Whiskey Heart, man, in the middle of an AA park, and we were boozing the whole time in the parking lot.
No. You're going outside.
We probably made like 4 or 5 people relapse that night just from our breaths. Coming up. Well, thank you for the gift.
That's Whiskey Heart's new slogan. That is absolutely Whiskey Heart's new slogan.
We just went from there, man. We've grown so much, and I love them guys to death. Honestly, it's a brotherhood more than anything.
And how long ago was that? You said 2014?
No, that was 2017 New Year's
17.
Eve.
Okay, so about 3 years you've been doing it. Wow, that's a pretty cool little story. Here's what I'm thinking in my head going through that or listening to it a little bit. I laughed about the AA thing. Well, these are people that have been in dark places. They're trying to get their lives right, and they're not allowed to drink. And look, music makes the world go round. Let's not depend on, I'm thinking, alcohol. You can't have fun without music or alcohol. Yeah, right. You guys did it. I mean, like, as funny as it is, and as much as I did initially laugh, that's a very cool fucking thing. And it was your first gig.
Yeah,
that's look, for lack of a better word, that's dope.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool, man, and like that's a fun story for your first gig.
Yeah, it was.
So you guys have been doing since 2017. You've been anywhere like crazy? Have you been a little far away? Have you?
Yeah, actually,
where have you?
We actually rented a rental van, Dodge Grand Caravan from Enterprise on University. We drove that thing all the way to Vegas to play the show.
Did your mom drive it or?
No, man, it was the 3 bandmates, man.
I don't know if I'd be caught dead.
Dude, we did though, man. We did it to it. Like flying our gear out was too expensive. Yeah, we got to play at the D, which my bassist at the time.
You get more drunk, you'll play with my D.
Yeah, right.
Figure it out, or you're allowed. You can't.
We made a lot of those jokes there.
D. Oh, of course.
Never got old.
So the D in Vegas still does it. It's like a fart. The D does not get old, but the D in Vegas. So you're in Fernandina or Jacksonville, and again, your flight too expensive to flight. Go ahead with the story. Sorry, man.
Yeah, no. So just we my bassist at the time, Ren. Like I said, he's now the other guitar player. Now he's back to his full evolution, and he was in the military. He was a Marine. Appreciate your service.
Yeah, absolutely, we do. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
That's it. I always say was a Marine, but I always, like you said, always one. And
we appreciate him around here. I'll tell you.
So he had some buddies that he had served with who had moved on to go into the Air Force, and they do a yearly party, and it's always somewhere different every year. And just happened to be in Vegas, and the guy who was part of that was actually in charge of booking who the entertainment was, and they had a DJ the last couple of years. And he had flown out to see Ren, and Ren was like, well, I'm playing a show on Saturday. If you stay an extra day, you can come hear the band. And he was like, hey, you guys are pretty all right, man. There was like 4 people in the crowd.
You guys are pretty all right.
But it turned out where Ren was like, hey, let's, let us come and play. We'll play your next one. We'll give you a hell of a deal on it. You know what I mean? Just pay for our lodging.
Jesus.
And throw us a little bit of bread, and we'll be there, man. And
did you lose money on the gig?
No, I know you talked about that. Now, that one we didn't. Now we came back with only like $100 for a Vegas gig.
Well, I mean, hey,
but we didn't lose
Vegas
money.
And you're up $100.
Yeah, right. That's good.
It's a win-win,
especially for some Callahan.
Win-win. If you come back from Vegas with $100, you did okay.
Especially from good old boys like us, man. We were surprised, but we didn't lose ass on it, and I know a lot of people do. And we've played those gigs. I was actually
what's 2,500 miles away, 2,000
something
miles
crazy.
away.
And I emphasized so many times that lady. I knew she was worried. I was like, so this is unlimited miles, right? And I'd ask so many times.
Mm-hmm.
She was like 1 away from asking, well, where are y'all going? We must have put 6,000 miles on that.
Well, that's why people rent cars. I mean, but you've got it. Yeah, they'll fuck you on that.
But so we went out there and played. Got to stay in the Luxor one night. Got to stay at the D another. All paid for, man, and
that's cool.
Got a jam. So that's probably the coolest thing we've ever done.
It's a good. That's a great road trip. Is that your favorite venue? You think? You played? No, like
ever.
Tell me tell me that.
Do you believe it or not? Going back to Flamingo Lake, and that's one of those. That's a weird one. It's just the environment there, man. Like those people.
Party weekend.
Those people come to listen, man. And it doesn't matter where you're at in the world. Like if the crowd's there to listen, you know what I mean. Like that's the best crowd in the world to play for.
So you're damn right about that. I mean, that's in everything. That's a cool one. So Flamingo Lake's probably your favorite. What's your dream venue?
You know what?
I mean, yeah, you got to think. Like stop, like no humbleness. You know, you're almost made it. Like, what's your dream venue?
Probably Red Rocks, man. And I was blessed enough.
What a good one! What a great one.
We went on. I say tour, but a buddy of mine and myself, he had a cajon, had an acoustic guitar, and we hit the road, man. And I was a server at a barbecue joint on the west side, and he was the dishwasher there, and we had been playing on the porch of that place for honestly 5 years, 6 years for $50 and a meal, you know, to split between the two of us and tips. You know, we always make great in tips.
Yeah, good shit money. Hey, good money.
But yeah, right. Money. Retirement. But
it was always good at a young age. I'm not saying we're not talking about what Colby gets at gigs, or we're not going to negotiate right now. I'm just saying he's a professional. So remember getting like the $20 in a meal was amazing.
For sure, dude.
Go ahead.
But and we took off. You know, we took off across the country, man, and we just played gigs here, there, everywhere. But we got to Colorado and got to Red Rocks, and it's like a state park where you can actually, you know, you can go up and hang out. Yeah. And there was these two clearly homeless guys with a little guitar playing, you know, just passing a bowl around and stuff. And we walked up, and I was like, "Hey, man, do you mind if I jam your guitar just so I could tell everybody home I played at Red Rocks?" And he was like, "Here you go, man." So we jammed a couple little bluesy tunes, man, and you know. But I think to actually perform at Red Rocks would be probably my goal.
That's a fucking good one, man. I also wish I could have promoted this show. It would have been like, you know, straight off as playing, not as performing, right? Playing at Red Rocks. So what I'm sitting here thinking about, which is I don't want to go unnoticed, is that we picked up the guitars and we just credit cut the country and we ended up in Colorado. Like, what sparked that? Like, what were you actually doing then? How old were you then? Like, what were you?
That was 2014. That was
like 20 years old.
January, 20 exactly, yeah. And right on the border where some people would let you drink at the bar because they thought what you were doing was awesome, and then they're like, "No, you still got another year, honey." You know,
like, sweetie, come on, right? Come on. Don't you think you're going to fool me, sweetie?
It was like everything west of Houston. They were like, "Yeah, come on, we'll get you drunk," you know. But yeah, so we took our income tax check, man, and
which was like $600.
Yeah, right. And we just hightailed it, man. We got out of here. I had 5 gigs booked. We're just persistence, man. Calling like we had a Garmin, and it was the worst thing in the world.
Oh man, I remember I moved to Atlanta in 2010. And that was my big gift.
Dude, it was the worst.
I got so many
so lost.
So many.
So we went to Walmart and got an atlas, dude. Yeah. Like straight up, I swear to God, a U.S. atlas.
Awesome. That's awesome.
We would pick places that we wanted to go. And you know, try to make them in a straight line as possible. You know what I mean? Where we're not wasting.
Well, you're not wasting and going out of the way.
And I would just start. I would go on like what was that, Urban Spoon or whatever? What was that review website before Yelp?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think it was Urban Spoon, but like I would just type in live music Houston or live music Memphis, live music, and just start hounding people 3 months before we left.
Holy shit, that's
out of the million, you'll get one that's like, that's a cool story. You know, we'll take it.
How much? Look, this is the coolest. This is the coolest Bagpipes to Banjos. I go on record, not to hate on anyone that's been on it. You're talking about it, just deep shit, hard work.
Yeah, man.
Like you gotta put your name.
I'm blessed, man. Like honestly,
you gotta believe in yourself, but you gotta be yourself. And that's the toughest thing to do sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe, you know,
that's a big thing for, you know me, man.
Just too much. Sometimes.
Yeah, you know, I've done a lot of cool shit, man.
And no risk, no reward, man.
And that's it. It's just educate yourself on it beforehand. Don't just go make it a frivolous, you know what I mean, jump.
Right, of course.
Educate yourself on it. You know what I mean? But don't worry about all the what ifs, man. You know.
Don't read the instructions, but definitely scan over them.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Look for the cliff notes on them.
We don't. Yeah, right. Don't throw them away all. But check them out a little bit.
Yeah.
Take a look. Man, that's fucking.
That's the only success I've ever had in my life was doing something like that, man. Just
so well. Hey, man. Okay, kids out there, study.
Yeah.
If you don't study all the way, study a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, and then
but
there's always, and you know just as well as I do, especially doing what you're doing, man. There's always going to be a problem that you run into. You're always waiting for something. Well, I'm gonna let the kids get a little older. or I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna put a little more money back, or I'm gonna wait till I get this. There's always gonna be that. If you're someone like you and I are hungry and really wants to do it, there's always gonna be that one reason why. You just gotta,
man, always be working.
Yeah, figure it out when you get there, man.
Fuck the closing thing, work, and you'll figure it out. Yeah. So Vegas, you said, maybe the best venue at the D in Vegas. Check.
Yeah, dude.
Check out the D in Vegas.
When it's really Vegas, popping now, though, man. Like, we'll never get that chance again.
No, the D is now huge.
Dude, it
post-COVID
really.
D.
Yeah. And they're open right now. Like they're rocking full hard.
The D is always open.
Yeah, right.
Always open. Well, it's always open-minded.
Yeah,
put it that way.
I'll get that checked out.
D in Vegas, maybe the best venue. What was the best city? What was your favorite city to visit on any tour, if you will?
Houston, man. Like Houston.
You mentioned it a few times. I liked Houston a lot, man. I saw a festival in a park there.
Everything is there, man.
They say something like keep Austin weird and keep Dallas awesome. Whatever. Yeah. They always say keep Houston dirty.
Yeah, dude.
And Houston is that
big H,
awesome.
Man.
They're like, fuck yeah, we keep it dirty. So go ahead with Houston, man.
Yeah, there's just everything, man. Like if you think, excuse me, let me start off with this. If you think Orange Park traffic is bad, you've never been to Houston. Let me tell you that. It took us 45 minutes to get literally 1.7 miles. I'm not exaggerating.
Like 4
we were so late getting to our gig. I don't know what was going on. We were like, go in the ditch. You know what I mean?
Well, so like you go to Jacksonville and you see that tiny little skyline, which is beautiful.
It is. We have a beautiful little skyline.
You go to London. You go to Atlanta. You got a couple, two decent skylines. A little one in Buckhead, Piedmont area, and then of course downtown. You go to Houston, there's like 19.
Yeah.
You can be on a bridge and just see, it's like New York City. And like one's just a hospital medical.
Yeah.
Just skyline of medical. Like, and then one's like universities and studies.
How much they love George Bush out that way, too. Everything is George W. Bush Highway.
Also, PSW or PSPS.
Yeah.
It's Texas as well. So everything is, Houston's amazingly huge.
Don't even get me started on the Texas conversation, man.
Amazing. So Houston, why was it your favorite city? That's what I'm saying. All I can do, I love it so hot.
Yeah, it was.
I like Houston a lot.
And we were out of money, so we camped in Houston. Yeah, dead serious.
The bayou.
Yeah, like it was rough. And my drummer at the time, the bugs were so bad, it was like, do we light a fire and burn to death, or do we get picked up and eaten?
Any of the locals out there that think St. Mary's is hot in the summer?
Yeah, it's a different breed, it is too. We said that earlier about Florida.
Hit Houston up.
Yeah.
Hit Houston up.
We were early spring, so it wasn't too bad, but it was still bad.
So you're camping in fucking Houston.
We camped a lot of places just to save money, man. Like one of the most beautiful places we camped at was actually in Texas. It was in Fredericksburg, a little German town. And a place called Enchanted Rock. If you ever get a chance, if you're travelers out there, look up Enchanted Rock. It looks like Mr. Clean's forehead. It's just a big bald rock like this, and it's beautiful. It's just all granite, pink granite marble, and it's weird, but it's beautiful, man. Like that was one of the coolest places we got to camp.
So you're just fucking. And that's what it was. You know what? I can't explain about Houston either, but I think I know what you mean. It was nice. It was affordable.
Yeah.
And it was accommodating to someone that was like a kid or like just trying to figure it out too.
There was, man, and the people, just like I said, the people really were really attentive there, man. Like there was a line coming out of the men's bathroom. There were so many people in this whole place, just to see, some little podunk,
music,
2 dudes, you know what I mean? And it was Live Oak Cafe, and it's still there. It's still up and running. I follow them on Facebook. I see them every now and then. So if any Houston listeners are out there in the,
I do have a good friend that listens to all of them. Your Pusey is his name. So he went to grad school at UH, which is all real congested. That's why I went to Houston. I went to a music festival that had the Flaming Lips and like. Dude, I don't know, like a bunch of like thug rappers, like gangster rappers.
I can see that. The rap scene is really big in Houston. I didn't notice that because we went to like an open mic and 90% of it was like R&B and like hip hop. But we used to play at Poppy Love Smoke. That was a place in downtown Jacksonville that was popping for a little while, man. And that was 90% of their audience. And
it was incredible, like the mixture of stuff. was going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like I said, it was like, damn, I forget. Like it was, I don't know. Either way, it was like gangster rap and like the Flaming Lips, which is a huge hipster band. If you never heard of them. But again, Houston was a cool city. I guess it was just that actual vibe. You know what I mean? There's a real vibe about that place. So, all right, man. So we got Whiskey Heart going on. We got you've just been touring everywhere for your whole life.
It's been a while since I've gotten to, but yeah.
Yeah, how's that affected you, man? Like, how's COVID? If anyone that's listening later, we are right in what end of June? 23rd of June, 2020. Yeah. So we've been in lockdown for a while. We have children. We've had to like hold back. I haven't had a guess. So how's COVID affected music?
Yeah,
and what you've been doing?
It definitely put a straight up halt, man. It was just a dead stop. We've always been pretty blessed with bookings and
steady work.
Yeah, just like you said, steady work, man. And for that to put a hold on it, it was stressful. You know, we had to pick up slack all the ways, you know, and really put in hours on our day jobs, you know, and
can't leave early, man. I don't have a gig, or I can't be bothered today. I got a gig. I got to get out of here. Yeah, no, you fucking don't.
Yeah, exactly. And but just at its performance, man, like our first performance back, we were a little rusty, you know, but
right, yeah,
you know, just shaking the dust off. But you know, Florida's been kind of wilding, like I said earlier, man. They're full back, you know, so full blast on.
Yeah, like there's like no limits or nothing. Like just get the fuck in here and party.
So it didn't hit us too long, but for about a month and a half, closer to 2 months, we were dead stop, man. It was weird. I keep my calendar on, like my Google Calendar on my phone, and it's like you'll see like my green on my calendar is my solo stuff, like my blue is for the band.
Yeah.
And it was like green, blue, speckled here or there, and then you get to like April, and it's just like nothing. Just a calendar.
So depressing, dude.
It was. And I was looking at that today, actually. Like,
did you freak out? Like, I'll never be able to perform again?
We had that conversation.
I might not be able to perform until like 2 years.
Well, it was fun playing with you guys.
Yeah, like,
you know,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
the band's going to disband.
Yeah.
But no, man, we try to pick it up elsewhere. Like, we try to get on with that live video thing. But like I said earlier, man, I'm very bad at that.
Yeah, I mean, much as life, like brag, look at my huge dick. It's tiny. My D is T, but it's, you know, there's, like you talked about it, work, passion, practice. Like I've learned so much, and like I said, because I'm broke, I learned the hard way. And then of course I get good friends out there that know about it and help as well. But man, I could not I had to go live.
Yeah.
So but you guys can't even be together really, or other people will judge you and shit.
Yeah, like, it is weird, isn't it, though? Like people jump on that bandwagon before there's any real info out there, right? You know. And dude, like I said, hey, I respect, you know, I have a lot of respect for a lot of things.
Yeah, man. I understand.
I don't want to take. I got 2 little girls at home, man. I don't want to take any unnecessary risks. Like I said, I don't want to seem like a hermit on stage, but when I get done with my set or whatever, you know, I kind of stick to myself even at these gigs right now. When I'm used to going out and mingling and saying, hey, thank you guys so much.
That's how I met you. I mean,
thank you guys so much for coming out. You know, blah, blah, blah. What would you like to hear? You know, I kind of stick to myself for a little while till we're a little more educated on it.
At this point, we have to, man. We got to.
But I'm still living though, man. I'm going to. Like we went to Jenny a couple weekends back, man, and floated.
I feel like that's the you can't get it there. I think I was like. I almost, you know, I don't want to get into COVID. But like, how the fuck can you get it on the water?
Yeah, right. And
like,
it's so
outside
hot,
and the fucking and like 100-degree weather on the springs and like if this shit was real, man, half of Florida would be gone.
Yeah, and dude, I even did a little social experiment with that too, man. Like I tested myself before then I got tested like right after. No, I swear to God, yeah.
This guy's got insurance. Hey, you, as much as I was trying to plug him, he's one of those privileged musicians.
Yeah, right.
That has insurance through his day job.
That's it.
Guys, keep working hard, and then you'll get to that, and then you have to work harder to get to where you really want to be. So
that's it.
You think it's an easy road? You still got to get a day job where you can. So you tested yourself twice just to make sure you were negative.
I've actually been tested 3 times. Once out. So, but that one was for work though, so I was like, you know, I got to do this one. I was used to it by then though.
Damn, that's funny.
Yeah, I'm clean, man.
All right, man. So we're gonna do a couple of quick fires, which you know, just you can talk as long as you want about it. We can talk as long as we want about it. But what happens typically is if I'm drinking or something, I get a little dry on the questions. So I write some down beforehand. But it also, again, it's all about getting to know you as a musician.
And he's got this on a yellow, and so the viewers can know.
Oh, we can actually show
him.
Yeah,
let's show him. A yellow. His daughter's yellow, blue, and red.
Yeah, we'll show these
chalkboard. Dry erase board.
Oh, there it is. Dry erase board. Hold on, though, Colby. You were correct because.
Oh, I see the chalk.
Yeah. It is a chalkboard.
She said, Dad, if you touch it this side, we're going to throw hands.
Oh, I'm going to show you. There's a sticker, $6.99 from the Salvation Army. If you are listening and you donated this, thank you very much. I get a lot of use of it for my podcast. My daughter loves it as well. But just a couple of quick fire questions. Some of them are pretty, obviously hypothetical. And you got to, remember and think that you've got to, Run DMC, Aerosmith money. You know what I mean? Like, it's never running out, and you're the man, and you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? Okay. So, but they're pretty cliche questions. But again, we can talk about whatever the hell you want when we go with it. So, favorite band of all time? Oh, all time. Favorite band / artist of all time. And best band of all time. So I don't know if they're necessarily, if you agree with, but I think that go with it.
That's who's
the favorite band of all time, and who's the best band of all time?
I've got to
say, the same answer, that's fine.
Anybody who knows me knows, like, I go through phases, and if you ask me this literally next week,
that's it. Favorite band of all time today.
But right now,
great answer.
Right now, it definitely favorite band. Today, Marcus King Band, hands down.
Ooh, they're doing such good things,
dude. But I found him by accident, dude, and I love that because, like, I get to be one of those lame dudes, like the lame one. Well, I've heard them. I knew them
in 2014 when he was 3 years old. Like, I totally get it. Well, he probably was like 14 years old. But
I gotta say, I did a hashtag front porch sessions, and I found him. Yeah, right. And dude, like, it was him literally on a front porch with his bass player. And I'm actually friends with the bass player, the old keyboardist, and the saxophone Dean on Facebook. Shout out to Stefan, Dean, and DeMarcus. Is it DeMarcus? Yeah, DeMarcus. He left the band, so he's not. You know what I mean?
Hey, shout out, man! That's another great story from Colby Word.
I'm the biggest fanboy of the Marcus King Band ever.
Dude, they're so good. Have you met him?
It's no, I haven't met him yet. No, I'm not that cool yet.
Well, I don't think. But I've seen so many Facebook pictures. Because I'm a part of a couple of Marcus Ring groups, but it's just, and my buddy Justin Mann, shout out to him, DJ Sauce. He met him. The guy just like goes out and meets people. He loves what he's doing. He's so humble. He's so great. He's so good.
Dude, everyone in that band is just a master of their instrument, dude.
That's a band.
It is insane.
That's why my favorites and my best exist. I'll put it that way, but they're fucking good. Good answer on that.
Yeah,
or for me anyway. A lot of people
favorite band as of right now, definitely Marcus.
All right, now who's the best band of all time? I mean, you got a gun to your head today. I understand we get to it on the spot. That's why I turned this.
Dude, I hate to say it. You know what I mean? Dude, I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna say Skinner, man, because just for what they've done with me, just the roots that I've came
underrated as shit.
Yeah, very, very much so, man.
Dwayne Allman, Greg Allman, God rest the Allman Brothers band, amazing. I mean,
I never really got into the Allman Brothers band just because of that little bit of rivalry.
I understand. That's
and
what I'm saying.
You either on that side or you're on this side.
Skinner's very underrated by people who want to do it, and I think you guys get a bad rap because it's those dumbasses that are yelling Freebird at the goddamn Boys to Men concert,
especially around here. You know what I mean?
But that's what it is. So yeah, underrated. Best band of all time.
And it's not even musically.
Absolutely arguably.
Vocally, I think.
Absolutely arguably.
Yeah, I think Ronnie had insane pipes. There'll be people asking me for
without a doubt.
Simple Man. I'm like, can I sing that tonight? Like,
I had a cigarette earlier.
Easily, yeah, right.
I had one cigarette last week. I don't know if I can sing Simple Man. Yeah, unbelievably talented band.
And it's just really digging deep into like I said, dude, that they would come to blows on stage if it wasn't played exactly how it was on the album, which is so weird, being that I admire that so much.
That's a great point.
Like, I admired that so much, but I don't do that though. I'll play it different every fucking night,
And that makes sense.
It's just
And that's almost like the jam band, didn't you? That's
Yeah.
all, well, look, there's the Allman Brothers.
And that is the other side of it. You know, that is.
But yeah, I think you're right. Leonard Skinner, against completely underrated in my opinion, but also arguably one of the best bands of all time.
Yeah.
It could be argued about it. That being said, Colby Word is a Jacksonville, Florida boy.
Yeah.
So just straight up, that's a home fucking team. Yeah. Home team with you Widespread Panic fans.
Yeah.
That, by the way, is one of my favorites. All right, so that was cool. So favorite album / best album of all time.
Let's see.
Today, we prefaced that.
I hope I'm not being too repetitive, but I do.
No. This is you. We're getting to know you.
I do think, quoting back to Marcus King, not his new solo album that just came out, Eldorado, which I do mess with. That
I messed with.
Yeah, but that Carolina Confessions album though, man, like there were so many bangers on that, and I think the reason I'm saying that is because it challenged me, and I hadn't heard a lot of things that came out new that you couldn't just pick apart as a musician. I know a lot of my fellow musician friends, they listen to something, you get that 3-chord jam going on, you're like, I'm not even, I'm not even interested. But there was things in there that intrigued me to wanted to pick up my game a little bit, and study a little bit more. And I think definitely best album right now. Best album all time.
Marcus King again. Best album all time.
Best album all time.
Again, today, gun to your head shit. You can change it later.
Let's see. I'll tell you the first album I ever bought. I'll tell you that. The Green Day American Idiot CD.
Oh my goodness.
Green Day American Idiot.
Crazy name drop there.
Was the first song, and that influenced me a lot, believe it or not, man. When Whiskey Heart started, we were dead set on being a punk band. Actually, like that was it. Like
well, I've heard some of your stuff that's
punk
on that
that last song we dropped
side
man,
of the
it was definitely punk, man. That was all just raw emotion there.
Sure.
But that for a little while was, and then before that, younger, starting out as a musician, the Skinner, greatest hits album,
Live in the Fox. One more from the road. Yeah. One more for the road. Live at the Fox Theater.
That was a good one there.
And you remember when your dad could get? You're a little younger than me. You probably don't remember this, and that's no disrespect, man. And a lot of people out there might. Your dad would sign up for the CD club, and he'd buy one, and he'd get like 11 for free.
Okay. Yeah, no. I thought you were going to get like tapes or something, man, for a little while.
11 for free. So you'd go, hey, pick a couple. And he'd be like, oh, I'm using the neighbor's address. Pick like 6. I'm using the other neighbor's address. Pick like 4. And I think, remember, in one of my packages where I got like Oasis and shit, like Leonard Skinner, One More From the Road, or One More For the Road. Because if you read it, there's a cross mark.
Yeah, cross mark. Yeah.
Live at the Fox Theater, and that was it. And that was the one. That was the free birthday play on the radio.
Yeah.
The 14-minute. Like that was an amazing album.
It was, man. And even they're pronounced, and then the Street Survivors, and just everything.
Dropping bombs.
And they would leave.
They were dropping bombs.
Like they would leave the day they recorded. And start tour that night, man.
Peace. We'll see you in the morning.
Yeah. See you later.
Montgomery.
You know what I mean?
Man.
Whiskey Rock and Rollers, man. Like that was them.
Good shit. Is there an instrument that you don't play you wish you could? Especially speaking of Skinner. Can you play piano?
A little bit.
Okay,
I'm fluent in chords.
Okay,
it would take me a little while.
Yeah, sure.
But harp, man, I think the harp.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Dude, that would be cool so dope, man. I'm big enough
for that out a little bit every once in a while.
You know what I mean? I'm big enough for it. You can pop it down on the shoulder. You know what I mean?
You can just shoulder that.
Just imagine, though. I think a harp would be cool. That or anything stringed, man. I got.
You just like the.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of interested, but.
Maybe
you gotta make that money to buy that shit.
Yeah, right.
I understand. All right, so there's one more question, and then I always ask 2 more questions. So I've got 1, and then I've got 2 for you.
Okay.
But last one before I get into the typical episode is what would a band member from now or in the past tell me or sit down if I was like, hey, man, I'm doing an interview with this guy tomorrow. I want to know something real embarrassing. What would he have told me? What story would it have been? Like, what
Probably
gig
the
anything you want, man. Don't hold back.
Probably the second part of that story that I started earlier from
All
the
right.
food poisoning thing. The real reason I had to get off stage because I thought I had shit myself.
Oh, no.
So I actually told all the band members, like, dude, like I just just shat, So
Jesus.
I've got to get off the stage. So we made it to the hospital. Dude, I'm telling you.
This guy's got shit in his ass.
We made it to the stage, man. We made it to the hospital, and I had to get IVs and whatnot. I mean, spent the night there.
No, it was real food poisoning.
Yeah, dude, it was legit, man. Like that wasn't a
Christ almighty. Yeah, you didn't finish. You didn't say that, but I just thought you went to the van and slept.
Let me keep.
That's good.
Let me keep the 4 fans we do have on our page, just in case. That bike night's gonna be a lot less popping, But
oh man,
yeah. So we got there and like I told the nurse, like, I gotta go check myself out. You know what I'm saying? And dude, I actually had it. Shit. I felt like I did. I thought that I did. But I had it, man. I was
probably that clear.
Yeah,
disgusting
maybe,
shit
dude.
You tried up. That's so disgusting. You just ruined this episode
with
that comment. No, that was me that ruined this episode. Sorry, guys. It is comedy.
But yeah, so I was good to go, man. So maybe I kind of did puss out of it a little bit, but I felt like, dude, I was convinced.
They'd be like, dude, he thought he shit himself.
Yeah, so I told and they don't even know that, dude. To this day, they still think, if my old bandmates are listening,
I sure hope they do
in the stratosphere somewhere. Then hey, sorry guys, like I really tried.
I didn't actually shit myself. I was just dumb enough to think I did.
But yeah, so that's probably the worst there.
All right, so this is the last. Well, this is the last 2, but before the last 2, just one more time, just real quick. Whiskey Heart, Colby Word.
Yeah.
Where are they gonna be? What are they gonna be doing? Where can I see them? What can I fucking
check us out, man.
Think about or get excited about. Expect.
Yeah, we're on Facebook pretty heavy, man. I just actually this month just started up as an Instagram for us, so
very cool.
We post a little different stuff. Yeah, it is, man. It like I said, it's just dedication. Get yourself in a rhythm of doing it, and it becomes habit, and But same thing as YouTube, Whiskey Heart Band. We have to have 100 subscribers, so maybe you guys.
I know I'm waiting on it too.
You gotta have 100 subscribers to make your cool little
because our
YouTube.com/
both of our YouTubes are right now is youtube.com/xj some hieroglyphic I've never seen. Dinosaur cat footprint, whatever the fuck. So yeah, subscribe to our shit, guys. Yeah, that would be great just to do that.
Is it just Mick Motherwell Comedy on Facebook?
No, it's if you search for it. Yeah, if you search for it. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna do that then.
Yeah, man, I'll subscribe to you. No, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, let's do that shit.
Love, man.
Same thing. Check out Whiskey Heart, which is www.youtube.com/hieroglyphic/cooler/bottle of Fiji water, fighting a bottle of smart water. I mean, you'll figure it out.
You gotta get the one with the nunchuck though, not the one with the samurai sword though.
So check it out on Facebook and social media. Where are you playing next? Like, what's going on with you?
So Thursday, like I said, I'm
6:25 Thursday.
Yeah, doing a little bit of acoustic stuff, a little solo gig at the Surf. I'll be there from 5 to 9. Same thing goes for Monday. I'll be there as well, same time.
So people around here and around there don't understand that we live in paradise and it's so warm and fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And so a Thursday night and a Monday night show would have the potential to be just as good as a Saturday night.
Yeah, seriously, man. It's the same thing. And a lot of times, man, the people there are cool. You know what I mean? On them weekday gigs. They're there, like I said, they're there to listen.
They're there to hear you and listen.
What else are they going to do on a Thursday,
All right, man. So there's the questions I always ask. Best piece of it, you've got to say, according to music and your career and what you do, it could be obviously anything in life. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But as it applies to what we're talking about and what's relevant to this interview, which again is yourself, what's the best piece of advice you ever got? And what's the best piece of advice you'd ever give? Apply that to at least someone that's out there as an aspiring musician or an artist.
Okay. Yeah. I actually say this a lot, man. The best advice I ever got, also shout out to Clint McFarland with Black Creek Rising, was there's always going to be one in the crowd, which means it doesn't matter how good you're doing for yourself.
That's great.
Or what you have going on, there's always going to be somebody out there that just doesn't dig it. Dude, they are okay. That's fine, dude. Like, more power to you. But don't let that influence what you're going to, what you're pushing to do.
Being yourself.
What you're in, exactly. Your end goal, man. Don't let that influence you, man. There's always going to be one in the crowd. It's too loud.
Everyone out there
We don't
met
like
someone
it.
that didn't like them.
Yeah, straight up. You know, you can't please everybody.
Play this, play that. I don't fucking know it. Freebird! I get it. Like, I get it.
But
always one in the crowd. So that's the best advice you've been given.
yeah, and the best advice I give is just touching back on what I said earlier, just taking that leap, man. The only success I've ever had in life was taking a leap. You know, leap of faith. You know, educate one, like I said.
Yeah, sure.
Educate yourself on it. You know what I mean? Learn the ins and outs, but take it. You know what I mean? Take that risk, because there's always going to be something that pops up that's going to hold you back as long as you let it. You know.
Now, if I take a risk and it goes to shit,
then
what's your advice? Take another one.
Well, no. Well, here
later.
And I mean, I've touched on that actually. Just damn it, I knocked your cup over, didn't I?
Oh, don't worry about it. We're done. We're almost done.
False alarm.
Yeah, we're good.
But yeah, man. Just you know, if you do, it just because we've all you've ran into problems. I'm sure I've ran into problems.
Yeah, sure.
It just depends on how much you really believe in what
Climb
you're doing.
that fucking ladder again.
If you put that work in, it'll show. And everybody's version of success is different. You know what I mean? So to me, putting an original song out this year is a huge milestone.
It's great.
People do it on Facebook every day, but to us, that was huge.
Facebook.com/Whiskey Heart Band.
Yeah.
Facebook.com/Colby Word Music. COLBY. Word, like it literally.
Word up.
Like literally. Okay, word up. I was going to say, like, literally what I'm talking about.
What you're speaking.
But, Colby, this has been a fucking hell of a pleasure, man.
Appreciate it, man.
I hope you get back so we can just get drunk and talk bullshit.
Dude, I would love to go on Bunny Trail.
We do promote your band, but like not specifically. I think.
And to anybody who's looking on the Whiskey Heart page right now at Colby Word Music, check out my dog. I'm gonna turn the camera. I'm taking a captain.
Oh, I got this. MickMotherwell.com. Facebook.com/the Mick Motherwell. Facebook.com/Mick Motherwell Comedy. I don't care. I'm available on YouTube. Spotify, the big one. Apple, the big one. You gotta get approval for that.
Yeah. Like trust me, I know. We haven't
fucking anti-American or some shit. I'm not, by the way. Check out Colby Word anywhere he is. Guys, thank you so much for listening to Bagpipes to Banjos. I'm so glad that podcasting's back, at least before the second wave. Thank you so fucking much. You guys are amazing, and I'll miss you so much. Hey, call in, participate, all that next time. Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with.
Peace,
you know what I'm saying? Peace and motherfucking peace.